Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your, newest edition of the Weekly Geek. I'm the sub, Travis Snail. I'm joined by.
I am the T for Tayloretta, Taylor Field.
Okay, fair enough. I didn't get that one, but now I got it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are here doing Weekly Geek. It's been, I guess, not a minute. I guess there was a Weekly Geek last week with me and Taylor, so you might be wondering why, because usually we trade off. Usually you might be wondering what's going on.
We're taking over, taking the shares.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. Dylan's got at the mechanic, but he's gonna have an unfortunate accident. But no, it was supposed to be Taylor and Kirkland tonight, but Kirkland is TBD. So I said I can't ream him out or rant on him until we hear that he's okay, because you never know nowadays. But I'm supposed to be laying on my bed, jackhammering Emily right now, but here I am. I'm gonna be talking about for you people. I'm here to land the bird here with Taylor Field. Taylor, how's it going?
Oh, it's going good. Just did a charity stream. Doesn't feel like it, but I'm still trying to recuperate my sleep and having a day off today. Happy Remembrance Day. Went downtown, took the kid and watched the parade and moment of silence. Honored patriotism and everything. Just to support the cause, be thankful and remember. So. Yeah, it was a very good day today. Very, very humble, very quiet, and yeah. What about you?
Just play some Call of Duty. No, I'm joking. No, same thing today. It was like a rest day. I talked about it in our Discord, but legitimately, I talked about this on the stream. Obviously, my thumb and my so that's how the day started. Where a couple days ago, like last week, it felt like I had like an ingrown hair. Well, I guess it could be. I guess you never know where they're coming. Maybe in the finger, but maybe it was just ingrown nail there. And it's like okay, and then I cut it back. And then I looked at it and then there some pus came out, and it was good, right? I was heading into the stream, and then on Monday, so the day or Sunday, Monday ish, it was hurting a lot, but I just thought it was legitimately because of playing video games. I know it sounds stupid, but butting mash stuff. That's why a couple times, when you guys played Smash and everything, I was I need a second to sit down. I just thought, okay, I'm overworking a lot. And then and then today I woke up and it was just swollen to the nine. So man, I had to go to the bathroom. Luckily, Emily helped me out. She was jackhammering me earlier. She was just
the bathroom related to the finger. You had to go take a dump.
Just because there's bandages there and easy access to toilet paper and stuff. But no, she bent my nail, my finger, and got pus up. But man, I literally was I had a shirt and I was biting down at James Gordon. So legitimately, it was fucking some of the worst pain I've been through in quite a while. Because my knee was super hurt this summer, but it was never it was just uncomfortable and would give out a lot. But it was never oh, this is very painful. Other than a few times, this was brutal. So I'm really hoping that happened. Then after that, no, we didn't do too much. We did some chores. We put up some Christmas decorations.
We got fucking putting Christmas. It's November 11th, and everyone's putting fucking decorations up. What's going on here?
We just don't have time. We don't have when we look at this year's the busiest year we have right now between everyone's events, things going on, Christmas photos, nutcrackers. That's why we're legitimately. This is one of the only times. Oh, this fucker! I see him now on the Facebook, seeing my message, and I said, "You owe me."
Oh, I see that too. Yeah.
This goddamn guy. Maybe he'll come in and save me. Maybe there's time. He's
like that meme where the guy's half awake in bed, looking at his phone.
Yeah, pretty much. What happened? Him. Or he slept past it, but no. So and then we watched, and I guess we can transition to what we've been watching because we're going to talk about Doom variants and Avengers Doomsday. We're going to talk about HBO shows galore with V for Vendetta and Jimmy Olsen. We got Werewolf by Night, and we got some other trailers to talk about. But in what we've been watching, I haven't watched much. The only thing right now is I'm going through Stranger Things. That's I'm the finale season 3 right now, so I'm almost done season 4. So and that's been a good time. It's fun when we did our top 10 list. I never even considered it, and even there's a show that's not even done I put on there. I don't know if I could put in my top 10 because I don't know why. Maybe this one I feel like it needs to stick the landing for me to put there, but it is just a great show. Each season, I think season 3 is the weakest, but still a 9 out of 10. So I've been enjoying that, and I think I remember it for I remember most of the seasons for the most part because I think of the quality that's good. I think it's just good to kind of remember the exact seasons when all this stuff happens because it's just kind of been a mosh pos with it being out for so many years. So ending that and then on to season 4 and then today we've been going through our Star Wars watches. So we did Last Jedi, and we just kind of got everything done, before and whatnot. And it seemed like the girls liked that for the most part. They were very locked in on the final Luke and Kylo fight. Very, like they're on the edge of their seats. So because I know Christmas movies are coming, and we legitimately, Taylor, we started this like Star Wars rewatch. I don't know, last January, February. Like it's been a while. It's been like one movie every few months. So it's like, okay, we got Last Jedi done. Let's do Rise of Skywalker. And then sporadically, like every family member left me throughout the watch. So I don't know what that says about the Rise of Skywalker and its quality. But Emily was doing some chores. She's like, oh, I'll watch. But then she was gone. And then Ellie was gone. And even Logan was like, I don't think I want to watch it. Then she watched it. And then she was gone. And then even Gwen, like who was with me the whole way, just left me. So I was like, okay. So I paused it.
You?
Yeah, I don't know if we'll go back to it. I don't know. That kind of took the sails on my wings of like, oh man, the family just wasn't really jiving with this movie. I guess I could have. I think my mistake, and Emily was right, of doing them back to back because they are younger. But I just want to get them done because I just know like, okay, the Home Alones come in like once the Christmas ball gets rolling, then there's no other watches of stuff, right? So we've started this Star Wars rewatch, like I said, almost a year ago. I'd like to finish it, but that's okay. Maybe I don't need to finish the Rise of Skywalker quite yet because I remember, or not remember, hopefully. No matter what. I don't know when the patrons are getting it, but whenever we record, we announced on GV Day, you can go back, or not GV Day, sorry, I'm mixing up, Extra Life. I will make a post about this week of our schedule, our calendar for everything but the patrons specifically, getting 30, if you go to the top tier, you're getting 30 exclusive episodes this year, the most we've ever done. 12 at the phase 2, then you get 6 addition, or what is it, a 7 additional at phase 3, and then 12 edition, or what is it, another 12 on top of that, a patron, the producers finally getting a solo exclusive episode. So tons of stuff, and one of those episodes is going to be a Rise of Skywalker commentary track. So I might just not finish it because I know we will be hopefully recording that in the near future, but still a movie that like just makes me mad. Just like, and I don't think I've ever failed the movie. There's other people I think hate it more than me, but there's just certain things that happen where I'm like, what's going on here? And certain things aren't out of their control. Like me and Emma were just talking about the day, like all the Leia scenes are so awkward to watch. And I know it's not their fault because it's like, what were the options, right? It was like either kill her off screen, that's not good. Recast her, that's not good. What they did wasn't really good. So they were kind of like screwed.
Did she pass away before Last Jedi dropped?
Yes, but not before it was filmed. It was after, like she'd filmed everything, and then
I was just thinking, like retrospect, like okay, if
she passed the day after Rogue One. Remember, Rogue One came out.
Right.
It was the day before.
You think that they
day
would
before,
just,
day after? Yeah,
you think they would just maybe go ahead and change? It would be a big change, but change the story so that she does pass away, her character in Last Jedi, like they alluded to, and then they saved her, right? So.
Yeah, but I guess then the only thing is, which I don't know if I definitely wouldn't take out, you'd lose the Luke and Leia scene, though, at the end of Last Jedi, right? When they reunite, and that's a really nice moment.
Yeah, but again, that's something that they should have done that in Force Awakens. I feel like they should have given us that a little bit sooner.
But if they're thinking everyone's alive, they think they're going to have time for it, right?
But we never got the Luke and Han scene, right? So they were really picky and choosy with it. It's just weird.
That like it's funny, like that's why I'd love to do like a retrospect on just that whole franchise, because that's something where I see pros and cons of that, of the not putting the trio together, right? Because as the fans, we want the trio together, but at the same time, that is the easy cash in move. Like it is a little ballsy, right? And you probably have that where there's people that you're friends with for the rest of your life, or you're friends with for a bunch of stuff. But let's hear what Kirkland has to say here. He finds, oh shit, my bad, boys. I swear when I looked earlier, I just saw TTY on the schedule for today. That's tomorrow. He says, I do owe you on tomorrow. Oh my God. But then at the same point, there's tons of friends you have in life that you may never see again, right? So I get that, and I think that does almost add to Luke's hurt in Last Jedi that I didn't see Han. Like all of them are, the Han one, I think you can debate, but I don't think it's bad. I see what they're going for. And the Leia thing, it would have worked if she was alive, right? Because Rise Skywalker wouldn't feel so weird. And I wouldn't
Mm.
want to, if we would have never got Luke and Han, and then if you take that moment out and we never got Luke and Leia, that would have been even worse to me. So I think they probably were right to keep Leia there. I just don't know, like, if killing her off screen would have been the option. I don't know. Maybe it's something we'll talk about again in the Skywalker commentary track. So yeah, look out for that because yeah, we're doing. I will repost and there's a funny video I did make with the meme, but we're doing Pirates of the Caribbean. This is all throughout the year. It's not calendared yet, but we're gonna be doing Pirates of the Caribbean, which you patrons voted on. So that's gonna be tons of fun. We're gonna be doing Punisher. We're gonna be doing the Dolph Lundgren, Thomas Jane, Ray Stevenson. And I don't think there's another movie. And then you and Kirkland are doing the 2 seasons of the show. So look out for
Yes.
that. Yeah, so look out for that. And then we got an Ang Lee Hulk. We're doing that in honor of Spider-Man. Brand new day. You've seen that Hulk, right? Back in the day with Eric Bana? Or have you not seen that
yeah,
one?
I saw it back in the day. I remember that was VHS, and I just remember it was the dark scenes were too dark when he was fighting the
Oh, yeah.
dogs. You couldn't see a thing.
No, no, you couldn't at all. But yeah, I got some fun stories there. I remember going to like see that for I think it was my birthday, and that's not like a friend like a kids type of movie. You know, it's not great for that. So we're doing that. We're gonna be starting the Batman retrospective. The Batman animated series one, that is gonna be for the public feeds as well. So it's gonna be for patrons and public feeds. Obviously, patrons will be getting it early. And then yeah, the 2 commentary tracks we're doing next year is Scary Movie, which has been requested a few times. Dangerous one for us to do. So it's gonna be locked behind the paywall, but it's gonna be a fun time. And then Rise of Skywalker, we're gonna finally finish that. We started those commentary tracks in 2015, Taylor, and we've never done them all. I guess we still have Solo to do. I guess at some point we've never done that. We've done
Yeah.
Rogue One. We've never done Solo, but we've done all the movies. Other than that, we've done Mando season 1, which was tons of fun. So yeah, Mike says Rise of Skywalker is narratively broken movie. Oh, absolutely. It's like 3 different movies compiled into one, and it definitely gets worse with time. It gets worse with news of like no Ben Solo. Like
Should
it
have had
just,
Colin Trevorrow do it. Man, that would have been so much better. Go to
I don't know. We read
Coruscant,
that
the Jedi
script.
Temple.
We read that script, and after, because at that point, the only game tape I had on him was the Jurassic World movie, and I liked that enough. Once I saw Dominion, I can't be with you anymore. I think when we read the script like that week it broke. I was like, oh, I could see how this could be a good movie. I'll give you this. It was definitely more narratively synced, but at the same time, you got to remember that script had a bunch of Leia. So that script that you and I read, it wouldn't have been that script anyways. If he stayed on, they would have had to change a bunch of stuff anyways, right? So that's the thing where that would have been a problem, just like the JJ movie. And after Dominion, I can't trust that, man. I can't. And what's he doing now? The Jetsons or whatever? Like, no, man.
With Jared Leto, right?
No,
Or
Jim
no,
Carrey.
Jim Carrey, right?
Jared Leto. I don't know what he'd be doing in the Jetsons, but no, I can't trust Colin Trevorrow. So yeah, I don't know. It's tough because I love the Raylo stuff in there, but other than that, man, there's and the set pieces are cool. Like then I just watched it, it's like, man, it's Ray and Kylo having a lightsaber fight on the ruins of the Death Star. Like that's just so
Cool
awesome.
set piece. I'm just disappointed in their lightsaber fight. I remember all the hype, like, yo, this is gonna be the greatest lightsaber fight of all time. Thinking, is it? Is it
What was your
really?
guys' fault? I don't think it is. Obviously, the answer is still Luke and Vader in Return of the Jedi. I don't care about all the backflips in the prequels.
No, that
to
is
me.
a good one. It's tough between Return of the Jedi or Empire. I feel like I like Empire because of, like the Vader kind of like mentor kind of mentality he has with Luke. Like he's
I
not
thought
trying to
you
actively
were
like fight
Revenge
him
of the
and kill
Sith
him.
guy. That's number one.
No,
for
I'm just talking about original trilogy. I'm sorry.
Oh
original
yeah,
trilogy.
no, I'm
Between
talking all
those two.
time. I'm not. No, I'm even putting the prequels. Get the prequels out of here. One, the
Even
prequels.
over
they're-
Empire though, you'd put it over Empire because I feel like that's a pretty awesome. Fight,
Yes,
though.
because I love the score in the Emperor or because when it's Emperor sitting there and Vader and
That's
Luke
fair.
there, and what I like is the mind games too. When Luke is like getting ready, he's having a moment, and Vader's like, "Oh, sister," and Luke comes out of nowhere and just kicks the shit out of Vader. Like I absolutely love it. But I'm a big defender of all the lightsaber fights in the sequels. I love the Kylo in the snow with Rey and Finn. I think that's like we don't get enough lightsaber fights in the snow. You know, that's cool. Obviously, the whole throne room with Rey and Kylo taking out the guards, that's cool. And I actually like the ending one. That to me is like a slower, more mechanical one, but it's more character based because it's showing like Kylo at his peak, like bad guy Sith dark side user because he just destroys Rey. And that's like there's other times she just swings at him, her hand hurts. Like, and those moments when it's just a big wave of water and all you just see is that red lightsaber coming through, and then Adam Driver lands and he's all wet and everything. Like those fights, that's the same way the prequels got reappreciated. They'll get more reappreciated later on. To me, I like them because the prequels have always said to me there's too much choreography, they're too flippy, they're too kind of perfect. And again, the answer, people get it wrong. It ain't Revenge of the Sith. It's Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace, the three-way is the better one, in my opinion, if we're talking about prequel.
It was really good. I rewatched that twice within the last month, actually, because Satine has been eating that movie up, and every time I watch it, I've been enjoying it more and more and more. But I will say, Acolyte, you say what you will for it, but man, the choreography with Kymir especially,
that episode
holy
is great.
Shit, it's
I've been thinking about rewatching just that episode, not the rest of it. But yeah, and don't get me wrong, I know we did. You can look on Patreon. We did our rankings. I might have had the Phantom Menace. The Phantom Menace one I like the most in the prequels because that still feels like it has some grit to it. I just feel it goes along. I know people say, like, "Oh, it's two masters at their peak." I get it, but like I said before, that moment when Anakin and Obi-Wan stand back and they're just like swinging like 5 times, like, okay, this is silly. No, it's silly for me. It's silly for me. Where at least like what I like about the sequels, they feel like real fights. They might be dirty, but they feel like actual real fights. And you gotta remember, these two aren't like super trained in the lightsaber arts, right? Like Snoke ain't trained Kylo like that, and Luke didn't pick up a fucking saber at all with Rey, right? So they're not learning any stances. They're just like swinging and bullpens and whatnot. Super Mike says his script didn't include bringing Palpatine back in Fortnite. Yeah, that's true. Well, his script didn't have Palpatine at all. Remember, people don't remember because that's the other thing too. Remember though, his script included like a god force spider.
I wouldn't say a god force spider. It was just like it was a force creature, a dark side thing that was like all latched on the head of this alien thing that could talk and commune through him.
It's like Pennywise, but the force. Like that's what that thing was. Like, and that's where it's like, I don't know. And then Kyle like kills it and like
Dave
absorbs
Filoni
him.
had like a lot of chat with him on that, I think. Because they
Like,
ended up
pro
throwing
or
it into
con?
it. Well, I think just gave him a lot of feedback probably to do something like that because
right.
I think that's
Didn't
right
they
up
do
Dave
that in Clone
Filoni's alley.
Wars?
Well, they've got Rebels, they've got things that are kind of
Right,
like that,
Rebels,
but
yes.
they put the spider and that creature thing in a comic book. So I mean, it exists in a comic. They ended up just adapting it.
Yeah, it'd be fun to revisit because there's some things in like the same thing in Last Jedi when Luke says, "Oh, see you around, kid," and then he never does anything to Kylo. Where in Trevorrow's script, I did like that Luke was kind of haunting Kylo. Like I thought that's a great idea of like this Force Ghost isn't there to like help you. He does kind of in a sense, but then at the same time, you have I don't know if you remember the final battle was like Rey and him got some Force whatever field thing, and Kylo kept getting like younger, and he turned into like a small boy, and like that's just like, well, that's not. I don't know, like that's I mean, like I feel like there's great things about that Trevorrow script, and there is great things in Rise of Skywalker if you just mesh them together. And man, watch them back to back. The whole Rey Palpatine thing is just that's messy, you know. But we'll never know. We'll have to see what happens in the future. What you pulling up here?
So
Oh yeah,
that's the concept
He's a
art,
fan.
but
Yes.
it was, I don't know how well you can see this, but there's like a comic, one of the Darth Vader comics, where Vader actually goes and
And
sees
isn't
and
that
meets
thing
it.
in an episode in Rebels, right? Or kind of, I guess not exactly, but
I
it's,
don't
yeah.
know. Yeah. But,
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great like I get it for certain people, right? I know there's some people like the Mortis arc and everything. So it depends what you like in Star Wars, right? For me, I don't like when they start getting into answering. As I've said before, I'm the guy that doesn't want the First Jedi James Mangold thing. I love Mangold, but I have no interest in finding about the origin of the Jedi and the Force. Like, no, I want that thing, with some secretive stuff. But yeah, that's all I've been watching recently, obviously, because last week was a lot of prepping for the stream, and then it's just been Stranger Things. I'm almost done Stranger Things, and then I'll probably catch up on some more, just obviously it'll be Christmas movies, and then just some more 2025 releases that I've just missed. So obviously you were in the middle of a movie. Have you been watching anything now as of late?
Oh, what did we watch? We watched Mrs. Doubtfire after the stream.
Oh, great.
One of my favorite things with Mrs. Doubtfire, and go check it out if you haven't seen it, but on YouTube, there's someone has recut the Mrs. Doubtfire movie trailer as a horror movie.
One of the best YouTube videos
so
of all
good.
time.
It's
Kudos to whoever
hilarious.
did that. Yeah, it's good. There's one with Dumb and Dumber too. Have you seen that one?
No, I'm gonna have to check that out.
You should, because obviously, like Lloyd's like kind of like he wants to get to Mary, but they make it look like he's kind of stalking Mary. It's good stuff.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. I can't remember if I said this on the last Weekly Geek that we did, but one battle after another. I think I shouted it out last week probably, but anyways, I saw that one. Took my mom to see that, so that was a fun time. And then what else did we watch? Again, Frozen 2. Watched that earlier today with the teen. She loves that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, can't think if there's anything else that we put on. Just more Tulsa King. That was the main thing because I've been out of the game for a while on that because I've missed a few Sundays, and oh my gosh, it's getting good. I think we're at a point now where there's going to be some serious blow for our main characters here. So I'm very concerned, very very worried, but all in all, I'm excited. On that aside, I don't think there's anything else. Just looking forward to Running Man. If Kirkland does show up, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. So
I know this bastard too. I'm looking at the schedule, like swap us. You guys don't even have a weekly Geek coming up, because then you'll be off for a little bit. So you know what, this bastard. But I might be able to find a way to get him. But son of a bitch. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Can we get a quick reaction to the Avatar runtime during the show? Perfect time to ask, Mike, because we'll get in the news. Oh God, I'm happy for Taylor because I'm sure Taylor's hyped. Like I don't
over the moon.
Okay, I'm not like I don't hate the Avatar movies, but I won't lie. When I got that notification, there was part of me of like, I don't know if I want to do this review. I think I will show up. I wasn't there for 2. That's just like. It's a thing of like I don't dislike the movies, but I don't like them enough to be that fired up about it. No pun intended. I'm like, oh yeah, I can't wait for more of that. It's just like, oh, like that's a lot of time for something that I think is like fine to good, and maybe this could be the great one, right? After
That
one
Doomsday trailer on the big screen, though. Ooh.
right, yeah, we got that stuff, and who knows if they're gonna be. And one, I imagine they'll try and keep some maybe a little exclusive. Obviously, they'll come eventually. So yeah, that's a good point. There's gonna be all those trailers, so that'll be fine. It's just like that's a long time. I just really hope they got some run times or some showings that are earlier than 7 at least. Because I would like not to be starting the review at 10:30. So I was not a fan when I saw that.
I don't know if I'd be able to make it. That'd be
what was the showing last time when you guys did Avatar 2? Because you guys reviewed it without me. There must have been some early ones,
probably
right?
like 7. But I was a younger man
Showtime?
back then. Probably, yeah.
That was only like 2 years ago, but yeah, I guess it's gonna be long. So we'll see. I might be like Dylan though, where if I dislike this one and it's the longest one, then I'll probably be out on this franchise. As far as like I do, I do like there's something like theatrical and spectacle about. But even like last time with 2, I was watching 3D. I'm like, I don't like this, even though this is the best version of 3D. I was like, I think Avatar 3 I want to see in 2D, and I know that's not the way you're supposed to see it. You're supposed to see it in 3D, but I don't know, just not for me. So, but yeah, 3 hours and 15 minutes. You excited?
Oh, I'm super, super excited. I think, I just want a whole bunch of fight sequences and everything. I really want to explore this area of Pandora. I'm just gonna eat it up. I really, really am. Like The Way of Water, I really, really did enjoy it, but I definitely know I like that first one a lot more. But this one's feeling like it's got that first one energy. And, Jake Sully is going to be Turuk Makdawa again. I'm thinking, oh, fuck, he's going to get on his big wildebeest thing. And, oh, my gosh. I'm getting all the Avatar 1 feelings again, where he's like, Turuk, what is it called? Turuk, I think just a Turuk, because Makdao is like the full name of the rider, but it's like, oh, the Turuk never looks up. Because no one's ever flying above to hunt him. Oh, man. I just can't wait to get in there. And then you got Korg, who's going to be hooking up with the Fire Clan. And
right, I saw
Spider
that,
taking his mask off, breathing the alien
Na'vi
air now, the Na'vi air. We're going to get some crazy shit in this movie. I cannot wait.
Yeah. Well, we will see. And speaking of crazy shit, so there was a rumor that came this week, a B-tier rumor, that we're going to be getting variants, unless that was everything you've been watching, right, sir?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to be getting variants of Doom in Doomsday, which I guess could be a lot, because who knows? We're getting variants upon variants of other multiverses and whatnot. So that's the one half the rumor that we're going to be in variants, and then the other half is that one of them could even be female. Some people have linked this to, at some point earlier last year, Ana de Armas was in talks for a role, and people are wondering if it's that, because obviously she's not cast as anything yet in the public. I don't know. I get the feeling they're not casting any new characters right now because they're about to semi-reboot, and then we're going to get X-Men and all that stuff kind of down the line. So I'm not saying that that was not part of this rumor. The Scooper did not say they heard. It's just that people have been bringing that up. But yeah, what do you think about this as far as people brought up the image of, you remember, obviously it could have just been for a fun reveal, but how they revealed Downey was he walked up on stage with a bunch of Dooms behind him, right? And then he took off the mask. So people are like, oh, it's kind of maybe been there in front of us the whole time, that if this is going to feature variants. So what do you think that would be? Like, do you think it's going to be that every universe has maybe fought their Doom? Do you think it's Dooms working together? Are they all, if let's say that the female rumor is wrong, that are they all played by Downey? Or are they different actors? Sadly, we can't get Julian McMahon back because he's passed away. So I would love them to work him in there. But what do you feel about this rumor? Does this excite you? Are you in the middle? Are you kind of down on it? Like how? Because it's, I don't know. It's a, I know variants are a thing, but it's just, we already got a lot going on, you know?
This excites me a lot, and I think, yes, the variants thing makes absolute sense. This is the multiverse saga, right? So you need to capitalize on this. And yeah, we've got a lot of the variants things so far, but you got to keep running with it until you finish your whole setup, right? Like the whole multiversal war that they were alluding to, everything, yes, with Kang, that's its own kind of dynamic, but I feel like they are adapting that storyline into being just a Doom narrative now. So, no, I think it just, I'm there for it. I really, really am. And I like that it's not necessarily prioritizing Downey as a Doom character moving forward. I think like there's a chance that they could have him and they could kill him off, just like there's a chance that we get a Steve Rogers variant of something or some sort, and they kill him off too. But you get the Chris Evans and the Robert Downey Jr. back in those roles, and so that has that level of hype. I mean, it's just it'd be tricky to see if you have Robert Downey Jr. as the main Doctor Doom, and he's there through 2 Avengers movies, kills half of the new Avengers teams and whatnot, and then he's like the main big bad. I feel like that would retroactively be very, very impactful on the previous films that he's in, but I don't know, it depends if it's written right. I would just really like it if it was I would like it a lot if there was a different Doom that ends up being thrown into the mix, and maybe it is Lady Doom or something. I don't know. Kate Beckinsale, that's all I'm saying. But I think it would work really, really well if they were just to throw in another Doom and take over that mantle, and it wouldn't be focusing on Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom as much. I think it's a good publicity stunt. I think it's good marketing. It's going to put people in the seats to see this movie for sure. But I think it just needs to be written in a very, very clever way to be executed.
Yeah, I've seen people been using that as far as like, is there a way to use Downey as to get you in, but then the real Doom is whoever an actor's going to be in here, right? Because I guess there is some sort of storyline in the comic books. I've never read it, that Doom like takes over. I think it is Tony Stark's body. Maybe it's someone else, but people also use that idea that like they've taken over, you know, Tony Stark, that is Robert Downey, for this movie, but then you can get somebody else down the line. But then it doesn't mix, because I feel like we've also heard rumors that he might stick around as Doom after, right? So it's tough, because for me, I really just feel like they're going to be different variants, and Doom will still be the main one as Downey. The jury's still out on a storyline perspective. Like, look at Oppenheimer. I'm not worried at all acting-wise what Downey can do. We know he can play a great antagonist role. I think there is some juice on the bone also with Steve and Spider-Man. Unfortunately, nothing with, like, Fantastic Four. But even Pedro and Downey together, I think that's a fun pairing. So I think there's some things you can do. It's just, if we got X-Men, Thunderbolts, Avengers, and then all these other random heroes, we keep hearing rumors that I don't know if we've talked about this, the hard rumor going around, or just, I'm going to say it's a rumor fact. It feels like No Way Home. It sounds like Sony's letting Marvel use one of the Spider-Man cash-ins on this movie, but it's not Holland, it's Maguire. Have you heard that yet?
I just assumed, but I didn't know.
That it was Maguire?
Well, that they were going to be in there, yeah.
Well, yeah, but the people assume Secret Wars and not this one, so I guess I'm not sure.
Okay,
if
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so maybe there's a situation where Toby gets brought in and he loses and or dies, and that brings in Tom Holland. So again, it's just that there's so much to do with already a messy universe that hasn't been as smooth as obviously the Infinity War saga. So for me, if the variants are a slight I don't know, detour for some fun. Okay, we could kind of see that. And I don't know if I buy the whole, oh, where I don't know. To me, if the goal is to get Downey back in, then just bring him back as Iron Man. Like if you're really that worried, like I still would have rather all at the hop start with a different actor and just have Downey on that stage. Like, yeah, I'm back as Iron Man for X, Y, and Z, right? Because even then, it's like, okay, so we have a story where we talked about this years ago with, and obviously it changed up with Fantastic Beasts and Johnny Depp in his situation. But I remember when Colin Farrell played Grindelwald, and then it was revealed that that was just a disguise, and then it's actually Johnny Depp, right? But I remember at the time people were like, I actually preferred the Colin Farrell performance, and that's always the thing you could get to. Like, what happens if Danny plays Doom, and at first we're iffy on it, but then he does a great job, but then they reveal, oh, actually he just possessed Tony's body, and it's actually Brennan Sklenar, or something like that, right? But if that sucks, it's like, oh well, I would have rather Downey just kept doing it, right? So I feel like that's the issue of the whole, if it's a variant or if it's, oh, he's body possessed him. I don't know about that. So we could have some fun if this rumor is true of Ana de Armas. Like, that'd be cool. Is there any other actresses out there right now that the other one I thought which could be funny, and I don't know, I don't think she has the gravitas to do this right now, but I wonder if could you get Gwyneth Paltrow to be one of those? Like if you would do, because if Downey is one and that's the other one, but how would you feel about Ana de Armas if that's that's not part of this rumor, but it's been rumored before. So again, people are kind of drawing the line of who could she be playing in Doomsday. Again, not confirmed. So
I'd be okay with it. I mean, she's a fantastic actress. She really is, and I think she would definitely have that level of dominance to her and discipline as well as a Doom. So I'd be on board for that for sure. And I mean, she's with Tom Cruise, right? So I mean, if she gets
not anymore.
Oh, when did this happen?
I think a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
yeah.
How long were they together for?
I don't know that far. I got a couple months.
Just having fun, making movies. Well, that's a shame. I was gonna say if she got her foot in the door, was working with Disney, then that means they're one step closer to getting Tom.
Just having fun, man. Making movies, big adventure, having a great time.
What you doing for Father's Day? It just such a response. So yeah, I don't think the cruise thing is happening anymore. But yeah, I was just trying to think if there's anybody else around that could make like a good. I know they're out there, but a lot of them are in the MCU. Like a Kate Blanchett, she's in the MCU. Charlize Theron, she's in the MCU.
Kate Beckinsale, that's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna say no to Kate Beckinsale. Yeah, this is supposed to be a Beckinsale boys cast, but it's turned to the Wolf War cast. Trying to think if there's anybody else out there that I would like.
Katie
to see.
Sackhoff.
Yeah, sure. I think I like her. I don't know if she has that gear, but maybe I'd like to see her try. Yeah, I don't know if there's anyone else off the hop I can just think of. I'm trying to think of actresses that have been doing some stuff lately. But no, I can't. So we'll see. Anything else on the Doom situation?
No, I don't think so.
So Mike says, would be cool if it was Carrie Condon. She's already the voice of Iron Man's AI. Yeah, she is. Is Carrie Condon... She wasn't the one. No, she wasn't, right? Because who did... God, I'm trying to think. Who was the voice of... what's the lady from Infinity War? She's in Thanos' Black Army there or whatever.
Oh, her.
It's another actress. I don't know why I'm taking us down this path.
I know what you mean.
Because they had some issue. Yeah, they had some issue where they wouldn't pay her a certain amount, so she didn't come back. But and at first I thought it was Carrie Condon, but no, I can't find it. So if chat can let me know who it was, and I can't remember because there's Ebony Maw. There's I've not watched or read these comics in a while. There's the big guy. There's Course of Clave, right? And then there's the big guy, and then there's her, and I can't remember. But yeah, Carrie Condon, that could be fun. Even though I don't know, I wonder if she's going to be in the Vision show. That's Carrie Coon. Thank you very much. I feel like I always get those two mixed up all the time. But thank you, Mike. Yeah, there we go. We'll take our first ad break, and we'll be right back. And we're back. So I don't know, kind of interesting. Well, I guess we could talk about this. I was going to move us over to DC, but we can quickly talk about this. As of right now, I guess he was being interviewed for something else, and it was talked about with Michael Giacchino that right now that Marvel Studios is reportedly developing a sequel to Werewolf by Night. Obviously, that does not mean it's for sure happening. They were developing a War Machine movie. They're still developing a Blade movie. So it sounds like it could just be an idea, something they're talking about, kicking tires, whatnot. But yeah, how would you feel about this if we were to get a Werewolf by Night? And also just in the sense of we've talked about both for Marvel and Star Wars, live action shows have almost kind of gone away. But I guess I'm kind of wrong because I was going to say presentations. We got Guardians and we got Werewolf by Night, and then they were done, right? It's like for the live action ones, we got nothing else. It was just over. You got those two, and that's it. And then next year we are getting Punisher, and then if we're doing Werewolf by Night, so I guess I'll ask you these two questions. Of one, I think I know how you feel, but how would you feel about a Werewolf by Night 2? Like, what would you want covered? And also, do you think that they're shifting back to more special presentations, and why? Because it seemed like they kind of took a break, but now with Punisher and this, it sounds like they're maybe gearing up. This again. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this?
Oh, I'm definitely I'm on board. I really, really am. That first one, it really, really knocked it out of the park for me. Really, really loved it. And I wish I could remember what his name was. Was it like Fred or Greg or
yeah,
what was Man Thing's like simpleton name?
It wasn't Gary, right? That's that's Superman's robot.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. I thought it was great. I really, really liked it. And Elsa Bloodstone being in there, everything that Ted. That's right, Ted. So everything that they were introducing in there, I was just eating it up. And again, the black and white theme really, really worked. I really just need to know where those characters are at right now. And so if that means we get another like a sequel special presentation, then sure, time it with Halloween, make it another horror picture. I'd really, really like that. I'd like to see what they're up to very, very much. So I'm on board with it. I think again that it was pretty successful. I don't remember anyone saying anything really bad about it or really hating on it. It was a great 60-minute thing. So yeah, let's keep it going.
I think people like them. I think it's just the case of we were wondering how much budgetary wise it made sense, right? Because if you get because maybe the Guardians, but do you think there's anybody that subscribed to Disney Plus just to watch Werewolf by Night? I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's some massive Werewolf by Night fan, but if it is, it's not many, right? Like there's not tons that were at least with the show, with Falcon Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Loki, whether you like those characters, even then, or you miss Marvel, which obviously didn't do the greatest ratings, but if you end up wanting to see the show and you like it, you could stay subscribed for multiple weeks because it's a show that goes on for 6 to 8 episodes, right? Where this is just a one shot. I could see Guardians, maybe people subscribing for a Christmas special, but I don't know if they would do it here. Same thing even with Punisher. Like I love Punisher, but I don't know if there's anybody that's like I have to see this. I still think it's a mistake that they're not. They did this with Moana. They're doing this with Mandalorian and Grogu. I don't know why they're not putting Punisher out as just like a hour and a half, hour 25 low budget action movie. Like I actually think if you kept the budget relatively low, it would make a profit. Drop that thing in February before Spider-Man, because next year all they have, I know they have Spider-Man, but that doesn't count because it's a Sony movie still. All they have is Doomsday, so I don't know why they don't. So I guess I think it was positively received. I think it's just that they got away from, why should we make these specials if maybe it won't have the retention rate, right? So do you think that means we're getting more of these if the shows are kind of not done, but we only got Vision Quest right now and like live action shows right now, like Vision Quest and Wonder Man, and same with Star Wars, right? We only got Ahsoka, so the live action shows on both sides are pretty small as far as the offerings.
Yeah, I don't want to say we're done, but I think they're going to be very careful about it. Because what was that article that we were talking about where Kevin Feige was not really a part of the MCU shows, and he was talking about how something with the MCU shows kind of were damaging the brand or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, of course, because I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, he just didn't have time to oversee all that stuff and everything.
Yeah. So there is a lot of issues because like I have not gone and watched Ironheart. I haven't finished it, and that Wakanda show, I've not started that either. Yeah, and I feel like I need to be on top of those things and watch them so that I can just kind of have a better understanding of the overall narrative of the MCU. But I'll get to them eventually. But that's just something where I feel like, okay, if you're not on board with watching the show like Miss Marvel, well, this character is gonna not make much sense when you get into,
Yes.
Marvel 2 or the Marvels or, Matt Murdock and Daredevil, right? It's like, oh,
Mhm.
we're missing out on some key
Or
context
even
here.
one
So
in Doctor Strange, right? Again,
yeah,
it's like
but
for her to have kids, it's like how did that happen if you didn't watch her show, right? So
that's right. But maybe that's the catch here. If you do a show that's like 6 to 8 episodes and each episode is like 20 to 30 minutes, it's a longer grind as opposed to, hey, we do a special presentation at 60 minutes, boom, that's easy. We can cover a lot of ground in something like that. And I think that, hey, maybe that's where they meet in the middle. Maybe that's where they win. They're very selective over it. But if you do special presentation, hour-long shows for these select characters and you make it like a I don't want to say season because they're hour-long single entities. So yeah, it to me, if you do like a sequel, maybe they do a third one, and it could just be kind of like this ever expanding and furthering narrative for this character. I think that's the way to go about it for sure, and it's a lot easier for people to watch than 8 episodes that are all 20 minutes, half an hour, right?
yeah, especially if it's not, I don't know, relatively. That's one thing. You got a better chance of someone clicking on just a 50 to hour 20 special, even if it's meh reviewed, or versus series if it's meh reviewed. Do you want to pour, like you said, a couple hours into it? Maybe not. So, yeah, it's interesting. Like I'm just so curious how obviously we still got the Warner Brothers purchase to go, and we don't know because Netflix has been trying to get it now, and then there's all these talks of Saudi and stuff. So it's like, who knows what happens there? You got Netflix, and then that good stuff because they're like the king of streamers, right? And then you have Apple and Amazon who are doing these big things with streamers, but at the same time, it doesn't matter. Like those streaming services could lose money for the next 5 to 10 years, and it wouldn't even matter for those companies. Like it's just a side thing. So those are bad. Peacock, that's where we'll have to see. And hey, big thing for them because obviously they're getting Taylor Sheridan in a few years, so they'll get to bring over him and hopefully get some talent. Paramount Plus, if they hopefully get Warner Brothers, not hopefully for me, hopefully for them, they can fill it in. That's where it's with Disney. It's in an interesting spot because like their brands right now are I won't say like dead, but they're definitely damaged, right? Marvel's not as strong as it once was, and Disney wasn't strong. So it's like at their height, they had some shows that didn't work out and weren't successful, and now it's like they're not even at their height anymore. We have to see how Secret Wars and Mandalorian and Grogu and Starfire and Doomsday and how they kind of bounce back from all that. But it's with Disney, it's gonna be very interesting to see what they do the next few years. So I'm surprised. I was surprised by Punisher, and then I'm surprised by this because, like I said, we saw Mando and we saw Moana 2 go to movies. So I thought, oh, anything they want to do a special, they go to movies. I could understand where Werewolf by Night might be better on Disney Plus because I don't know how that would open as a movie. So I would get that. Punisher, as I stated earlier, I don't get. But for me, I hope this means we're just getting more back into the supernatural side of things. I hope that means that we're getting um really, I hope this means we can get this going and then Blade can eventually happening and we can start cooking on that side because I think it'd be a great thing to focus on if you get the X-Men over there, you kind of hopefully reestablish the Avengers, you always got Spider-Man, and then you got the Fantastic Four, and then you got the supernatural side, which is Blade, Doctor Strange, etc. So I kind of hope that happens. Obviously, to me, I really won't believe until Blade's up and running because I feel like he would be a key part to that. But yeah, I'm all for it. I love that special. It was tons of fun. I'd like to say it becomes a yearly Halloween thing, but I didn't watch it this year, but I'd like to try to put it on the list. But no, I enjoyed it, so I'll definitely take more of it. So anything else?
No,
No.
nothing.
Well, on that side, let's see here. So DC also has some shows cooking right now. They got, which we talked about this. This was rumored. I can't remember when. I feel like it was a few weeks after Superman, but the Jimmy Olsen show is confirmed. AK Crime. It's called AKDC Crime, which I think is an awful title, but that's okay. That's what it's called. It's called DC Crime. It's going to be about everybody they planned except for Clark and Lois. They did say they will not be in the show, but everybody else will be in there. And it will be, like we said, kind of profiling DC villains. So they also did say American Vandal showrunners are going to be showrunning this. I don't know if you remember that show off of Netflix, the ones where it was like the mockumentary.
The poopy.
No, it was the dick
Everyone was
one.
crapping in the halls.
No, it was the dick one. Remember, someone kept drawing dicks and they were like framing the main guy.
Right,
Yeah, so that's what they were doing with that one. So it's definitely, that shows the tone. I'm not saying it's gonna be a mockumentary style, but it could be something like that. And then I thought, okay, that's gonna keep the budget down. You know, Daily Planet show, mockumentary style, great. But then they said the biggest focus of the season is going to be Gorilla Grodd. If people don't know, Gorilla Grodd is a gigantic ape who can speak and has mind control. So that's that's almost the opposite of cheap, unless he's in there very little, but still a CGI ape that kind of gets the budget up going. So obviously before we get to the other one, we talked about this being rumored. This is confirmed. What are you feeling about a Jimmy Olsen show, a Daily Planet show that's, highlighting DC villains? Obviously could be good for some canon and kind of get that out there, some lore, introduce some villains. But does this make a show that you want to watch?
I'm sorry, I'm just not there. It's not something I'm latching on to. It's not something I'm really actively excited for. I mean, I didn't mind the character, but that being said, the projects that James Gunn he has a knack for taking certain characters you might not be latching on to, certain characters that are maybe a little bit more of an underdog, and then creating a really engaging and somewhat good narrative. So if he sees that there's, well, yeah, and I say that because Creature Commandos, I didn't really have a lot of excitement going into that, but when I watched it, I thought, okay, I'm really getting on board with all these characters. Then they all have very unique personalities and unique narratives, and so that progresses again into Peacemaker, even though that was in the DCEU, it expanded to now this different universe now, but still the same character and the side characters. You get engaged with them. So he's got a way of just doing that with characters, and so I'm gonna give him that chance with Jimmy Olsen and see what he can do, and I'm sure we'll get a bunch of new side characters introduced too. And if he's doing this, then he's doing it for a reason. Maybe it's to just avoid having to introduce certain narratives or certain other characters in a Superman like Man of Tomorrow project, or if he doesn't want to give this character introduction in a big budget movie because there's not really any area for it. He needs to do it in something that's a little bit more smaller scale like this show. So I don't see it as just being that sole dedicated Jimmy Olsen show. I see this as just a doorway or a foot in the door for other characters that are just going to be connected to Jimmy Olsen, but other characters to be making that entryway into into his universe that he's creating. I could be totally wrong, but that just to me feels like the kind of bright way to move forward. And if I'm wrong, and it's just a whole 8-episode comedic show of Jimmy Olsen, picking up chicks or whatever, then James Gunn, yeah, whatever.
How do you try? You're just you're whatever.
Throw his wife in there. Here, Jimmy, just make out with her.
No, okay, we're not going down this pattern here. Yeah, it's tough for me because I just obviously to start off the bat, if people didn't listen to the review, I was not a big fan of the Jimmy Olsen character. Don't think the performance was bad, just not a fan of the character. So obviously it is a Daily Planet show, it sounds like, but he would kind of be the lead, so that's one. And two, yeah, it's the way where we've done that before now too, right? There's so much, just everything, right? Before I was getting, I made some bacon popcorn today before the movies with the kids were watching it.
What is bacon popcorn?
You just use like the bacon grease. This time we use actual chunks of like almost like bacon bits. Like we crisp them up, but like use the bacon grease instead of the butter, and that's how you pop the popcorn. Ooh. So yeah, it was good. But while I was doing that, the girl, I can't remember. Oh, because I made them. We'll talk about I told them, the Toy Story 5 trailers. Watch that, and they want to watch more previews. So I just put on like this 38-minute preview thing of like it was just like kids movies in 2025 2026, and there's so many kids movies and animated movies that there's one where it's like out October 14th. It's like I didn't even hear about this. I didn't hear about this when it came out. I didn't hear about it before. Had no idea what this thing was. So that's a problem where even with us as the podcast, like we've said before, whether it was like with Gen V, which luckily people listen to, but we said, hey, we're going to give this episode 2 and see how much people listen to this and carry on and go from there, because there's just lots of stuff between games, movies, TV, and then just also news, and then other just reviews that we do, where same thing with this. It's like, this is going to be a tough one because even us, like, we've never not reviewed an MCU thing, any of us, even if there's been a solo review on them, we had to skip Ironheart because it just was the bad timing of it. And we also just thought, it's probably not going to pull the numbers that would be worth the amount of time doing it, right? And that's the same thing with this, where if this comes out like a dead month, then okay, sure. Like the way Wonder Man's coming out in January, it's like, they'll probably get covered because there's not going to be too much else, right? But in those other times, it's a double of one. I don't know what it would do numbers-wise for us. And two, I just have no interest interest in the show as right now. And maybe James Gunn, a master of making me care about things that are, not careable enough at first when you see them, but at the same point, other than Guardians, his last few projects for me, like I really enjoyed Suicide Squad, but I didn't love it. Creature Commandos to me was fine. I never finished it. Superman to me was also, fine. Had some great spots, but some Peacemaker was, I don't know, very underwhelming to me. So that's where, for me, that kind of magic of James Gunn can make anything unknown a hit. It's kind of gone away from me a little bit. So we'll see what happens, and especially with us, with the MCU and DCU, we go, oh yeah, we're definitely going to cover this and this, but this is easily a DCU thing we might just not cover because I have to see the trailers, the pitch, and everything. And who knows, maybe it'll be like that first season Peacemaker that was like, oh, they're doing a Peacemaker show. That's odd. And then when we got it, ended up being great. Maybe it could be that, but off the pitch, I don't know. And again, maybe other than Gorilla Grodd, like it could be a cheap show, right? Because it's mostly a newsroom. And I think there's some fun idea to that as far as, okay, you're profiling DC villains, but at the same time, it's just, if it's comedic, I don't know if I want that. So I really have to see it. But right now, the excitement is not there. Where the excitement is for that they announced is, funny enough, not on November 5th. It was just around the corner or before, but they wait a couple days. But yeah, this is going to be, which I guess we have, at least I don't think it's been confirmed. If anyone in the chat knows, let me know. I'm going to assume it's an Elseworld. I'm not going to assume it's in the DCU. Because like V and Watchmen, there's a couple others that were part of Vertigo, which was like a part of DC but a separate line, so they didn't really cross over. I'm gonna assume this is like a DC Elseworlds where it's just like doing its own thing, but they did announce that they are doing a V for Vendetta show. I can't remember who is show running it. Someone with some decent background. I will find out while Taylor's talking, but yeah, Taylor, what do you think about this? As far as, like I said, I'm just gonna assume that's not actually part of the DCU. They're just gonna do a TV adaptation to the book, and obviously, the book, obviously the movie. I don't know, it was a couple hours. I've not read the book in a long time, so I can't remember how much there's to mine. But I'm sure there's a lot more to mine in a TV show. I'm trying to find who is show running this. I don't know, but yeah. What are your thoughts about this? So,
I mean, I'm a big fan of the movie. Oh my goodness, like it's one of the ones I saw in theaters, and it's one that I always try to watch when that time of year rolls around. But again, like this year, just didn't have enough time, couldn't sneak into it. But I love that movie so very much. It's just got some amazing shots, and it's got so much going for it, and so it's absolutely a story that could be expanded a lot more because the movie, as great as it is and as biased as I am, it's not devoid of having its certain moments of rushed narratives and trying to catch up. Like, okay, well, I feel like there's a lot here going on, and you're also dealing with one of the characters, obviously, like Evie, where there's a long period of time that's kind of glazed over very quickly, and it would be a lot more interesting to kind of get this reflection in a show where you get to see her torture kind of prolonged a little bit, like not even just her torture, but her whole journey from who she is as a character to where she ends up being, like understanding everything finally and being that confident and standing up like character that she becomes at the end. So that could always use a little bit more deep diving, and just with this dystopian world that's formed here and government, I would really like to expand on all of that. So who you would cast as V is beyond me. So.
Well, I'll talk about that. Yeah, Mike. No, I meant like because he said it never crossed over the DCU. No, I meant that in this announcement, I just couldn't remember if they actually confirmed it's just Elseworlds. I would assume it would be, but it's just you never know, right? Because obviously Watchmen did at some point. I'm assuming this has nothing to do with it, but you never fucking know. Maybe Jim's gonna if he's gonna be in the Avenger or the Justice League,
but Patterson's Batman in there too.
Well, you never know, right? And yeah, who they cast is interesting because obviously they got Hugo Weaving, who was great voice, everything like that, great physical acting. But at the same point, this is a series where I was going to ask you, do you think this would be a multi-season show or just a mini-series to expand upon the book?
A mini 6-episode series would be fantastic. Each one an hour long. Oh,
yeah. hopefully it's an hour, and you never know. Maybe it goes on more, and I don't know. I think it will just adapt it, but that's even something that the Watchmen show did. Were very unique. It was a sequel to the book, so they didn't even adapt the show. They didn't even adapt the book in the show. They said, "Oh yeah, this is a sequel to that," and it was like, okay. So again, I don't think it's that. I think it is just a pure adaptation of the movie or of the show instead of the movie. So no, I think it's a good idea. I do wonder, because that's what my point I was trying to get to, was with it being a show, obviously this would, I assume, longer hours, longer runtime, etc. I wonder with V if any actor is going to sign on to that, or if it's going to be a Mandalorian situation where, you know, the person that does the voice is sometimes in the V outfit, but most times it's a stunt guy, just because I feel like that's a longer, big commitment to do as V in a TV show, right? A movie, it's already big enough, but in a TV show, unless they go and get just somebody that's a great character actor with a great voice, and they're not going to mind. But yeah, we'll see. And we'll have to see also, because I think whoever they cast as Evie has to not have the same, you know, star power as Natalie Portman, like being in Star Wars, etc. But I feel like you need a name. Like, I feel like you need somebody that, maybe, I guess not if they're keeping low budget, but I feel like you need somebody that the second you see them, like, oh, that's great, I don't see them in this role. So yeah, it's interesting, but I also think it has tons of potential. So the showrunner is Pete Jackson, did a show called Somewhere Boy. Okay, thank you, Mike, for the information. Now I remember that, because I kept remember just for a quick second I was like, Peter Jackson, and then I was like, okay, Pete Jackson, but never heard of that show. So guess we'll have to see. But no, I think this has lots of potential. I loved Watchmen. Obviously not the exact same situation, but to me Watchmen is like the top 3 comic book live action shows. So yeah, we'll see. This is one to me that makes sense. I think it's something you can adapt, do something new, and it has an old audience that might also come along, where Jimmy also go, I still gotta be sold on that one. But yeah, no, we'll see. So anything else on this?
Negative.
All right, well, we'll take our last ad break, and then we'll break down some trailers, and we'll be right back. And we are back. So we got trailers for Michael, Marty Supreme, The Plague, Carpenter Son, Keeper, and Five Nights at Freddy, and Toy Story 5. Taylor, where do you want to start?
Oh my goodness. I mean, there's a few of these that
Did you watch the Toy Story 5 one?
I watched all of them.
Okay, I wasn't
but
sure.
I think I'm gonna save that one, because I feel like some of these, like Keeper and whatnot, I feel like they're all just, they weren't doing much for me. I feel
Keeper
like
didn't do anything for you, huh?
It got me like excited, I guess, but like I know there were 2 trailers. There's the one before, which I thought was entertaining in the
There's
theater
3.
because there's 3. Okay,
Have you ever seen the first trailer where
that was where it was the girls' point of view and then the guys, right?
Yeah.
So I like that. That was good.
Yeah.
But this one was just the girls this time, right? That was the one that I watched. I hope the right one. She's like freaking out, like, can't we just go back?
Yeah, that's the one. I think that's technically the third trailer, because the first trailer was the perspectives, and then the second trailer was more just an overall, and this is more like that. But yeah, I'll see. Oh, I thought you were gonna be sold on this one, because I thought it was looking fucking super creepy, and I have no idea what this movie is now. I have no idea what's going on in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of there, feeling that it's creepy, but I don't know. I just isn't really like blow it out of the park for me, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, did that for me. Lots of cool imagery. We'll have to see what happens, because obviously in what was it? God, what's the Nick Cage one? Why can't I remember? Long Legs. Obviously, there's lots of creepy imagery in that, but that was in like flashbacks or dream sequences. So they kind of, you know, get you that way. You're thinking, oh, what's going on? And really, it's just, oh, okay, it's this, what's happening right here. It's not like a big, that's part to do with the show. But I like Tatiana Maslany, and yeah, I don't know what's like between all these trailers. This, I was interested, but this sold me. I don't know if I'm gonna get to see this in theaters, because November, December is getting very packed. So we'll see this, and I forgot this comes out like this Friday. So I would like to see. I'll definitely see on VOD, but I'm curious, because I still, even the stuff I really don't like of Osgood Perkins, or I think it's okay, it does have a distinct style to it. So I am interested, because I didn't love The Monkey, but I really, really loved Long Legs. It's not a perfect movie for me, but there's some stuff that just vibes and imagery and the way that camera's moving around and the pacing of that movie, just a great time. And this is just multiple stuff where that, you know, the quote said, I think it was something like Guillermo, it says nightmare fuel, or is discussing films, like that's what it looks like, is nightmare fuel. So this one sold me. So what's next, Taylor?
Ooh, next let's look at Michael.
Hmm.
This one got me really actually excited. I was really jiving with it. It's giving me the Bohemian Rhapsody vibes. So that's the name of that movie, right? Bohemian Rhapsody. Yes, yes.
Yeah, no, I just
Um,
laugh because a lot of people don't like that movie. So
a lot
it's
of people
a
don't like that movie. Oh, I remember
oh
seeing it
yeah,
in
people are
theaters, and I
mad.
was
Yeah.
just in awe. I was like, oh, what an experience this is. But no, I'm definitely there's something about it that's really pulling me in, and I'm really excited for it. And so this is the one that's broken up into two parts, right? And it was obviously delayed.
Maybe that Lionsgate even said after the trailer went out, they said that we shot so much there could be two parts and we're considering it. I think it's just a question of how big the first one does, but at the same time, it's like, do people come out for the second part? There's been a bunch of stuff where they shot some more of the stuff that was the legal troubles Michael had in the later years, but then I guess they couldn't legally use said story or whatnot. I don't know. It sounds like a mess, but I think this one's primarily just going to be the good times and the music and stuff. So I think that
Hmm.
part two is very potential, but it just sounds like they don't want to commit to it yet. So
Well, I'm on board for that. That's got me. Yeah, it's got me jazzed. I just think that there's going to be a lot of fun with this movie. So
do you believe
I'm
me
there
when
for it.
I think a couple people laughed at me when I said this could be $1 billion movie? You must believe me because I guess you did draft it first,
Yeah, I
right? So
drafted it based on what you
yeah.
had said, so I thought I took it wholeheartedly.
The trailer did very well, like massive views and stuff like that. So, yeah, I obviously can't judge the movie. Like, I don't think this is gonna be any of the greatest movie of all time. I will see it because I'm interested to see how it goes. I am a fan of Michael Jackson's music. I do think if you take everything out personal wise, he's to me the greatest performer of all time on a musical standpoint. Like what he did all those years, there's tons to cover, and no one can really touch him on stage and what he does. Like it, incredible performer, right? So and it's gonna be interesting to see what they do. I think this is just gonna be the hits because people are like, oh, what are they gonna cover? Like I don't think they're gonna cover much of the potential bad stuff of Michael Jackson. I think it's just gonna be, man, wasn't this guy an icon? And other troubles he had, but not that type of stuff. So yeah, obviously this movie I don't know
Hmm.
what it's gonna be like, but I think it's a good trailer to put it on notice, and I think at times the his nephew looks a lot like him, and other times not as much. But I think it's just to get it out there for the big season. So
Yeah,
Anton Fuqua
yeah.
directing is an interesting choice. Yeah, Mike, you're right. Anton Fuqua is a directing interesting choice, but I guess it's someone that at least has some like movies I have enjoyed to go, okay, this could be a great movie. Where sometimes you see a director like, oh no, this guy or gal doesn't have much and it's just an easy, let's just get someone we can boss around a bit. So someone behind the sticks, and I like Coleman Domingo's playing his dad, so that could be, obviously not fun because his dad was kind of a piece of shit, but I think a good performance there. So yeah, we'll have to see, but have to see if Taylor gets that in the draft again, number one
Hmm.
this year, so or next
Hmm.
year. So what's next, Taylor?
Marty Supreme.
Hmm.
I saw this trailer in theaters for Badlands, and I
Oh,
was
hmm.
I was jiving with it. I really was. It was exciting. Like
Strange.
Paltrow in there, and Timothy. Anything that Timothy is in, it definitely piques my interest. I never found myself to be like a big Tim fan, but there's just something about him, his energy, that's just like it's engaging enough that it pulls me in that I want to see. I want to watch the movie that he's in. So table tennis champion kind of storyline here.
Hmm.
I'm in for that. I'm liking it. So and he's like flirting and gonna have a relationship with Paltrow, right? Her character it looks like.
Well, yeah, her Anna Dessa Zion, that girl, you'll remember her a little bit from the Hellraiser reboot we reviewed during COVID. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, and everybody go back to that review. I said I didn't know this person was a nepo baby, so that has a little less of my cred. But I did say this girl is gonna be a big star. I've still not watched I Love LA. I don't watch this, but then she's in this. She's in another thing, so she's starting to have a big career. But this was a movie that obviously, so it's the Safdie brothers. They broke up, or they just want to do their own thing. They're the guys that did Good Times and Uncut Gems. They're brothers, and then they went on to do their own thing. The other brother directed Smashing Machine with The Rock, and this guy's doing
Mm.
this. And honestly, with the UFC and The Rock, I was way more excited for that one. I still liked the movie. I understand people's critiques and whatnot, but I still enjoyed the movie, and I like The Rock's performance. But when I heard that, oh, he's doing this movie with Timothy Chalamet, the other brother, and it's like a table tennis movie. I was like, I don't give two shits about this movie at all. Like just everything I had heard described about, I was like, man, I will happily skip this in the theaters and watch it on VOD if it gets nominated for any Oscars, and I hope it doesn't. But funny enough, the first trailer was really good, and that was a bit more a lighthearted, a more kind of a dreamer trailer, where this is still has the dreamer aspect, but it's way more serious and way more, I'd say a bit more drama heavy and tension filled. So yeah, I'm in. I'll probably see this in the theaters. I did not think, as long as it's tough with the Oscar movies because they usually come out around Christmas, so it just depends on the scheduling and whatnot. But no, this one, the last two trailers have sold me. I think Timothy's great. I loved him ever since Lady Bird and Call Me by Your Name. Obviously, I'm like jumping on bandwagon because he's done other stuff before, but everything he's done is great. I am one of those that think that he is going to be the next Leo and he is going to be one of our next greats. Like, I think he has the goods. We've heard this so many times about other people about having the goods, and I think Chalamet has the goods already. If you look at his record and resume, there is just countless of different performances in there. So, and there's a good chance he could win the Oscar for this. So no, I'm in. I will see this, if not in the theaters, as soon as possible at home, but my intention is to see this in the theaters, and that was not my intention at one point. So what do we got left here? We got Plague.
The
got
Plague.
Sun.
Let's get into the Plague.
Let's get into the Plague. Weird trailer, eh?
Yeah, very weird, very weird. But young boys have a weird kind of hierarchy. You're growing up and you just gotta assert your dominance amongst the pack, amongst the wolf pack. And so, I think this movie, Egerton, always just popping into these mental weird rules, Star Wars aside. But I think
even then, there were some head games going on with Kenobi.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, no, I'm curious about this one. This seems interesting, and it just has that weird horror vibe to it, and it's just like what's real and what's not, and is it just it's a manifestation, a figment of just this bullying that's manifesting it into this real state? Like, I don't know. There's an interesting thing here that I think you got to watch it, and then you got to get to the end of the movie to figure out the truth and figure out what's going on. And I think it's just not going to probably have a great ending. I think it's just going to be a mind fuck, really.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to take from this, and it felt like there were some rules we're missing out on in the movie that I don't think is a bad thing for the movie. I think it's just that they're trying to keep it secret when you go see it, that you don't want to reveal all your cards here. And yeah, Egerton was a weird pickup here because he's just having such a odd career right now, where he's in Train Dreams coming on Netflix, but then he's directing commercials for Harrison Ford, and then he's in this role here that I don't think he had anything producing or writing to do. So I don't know. I love Egerton. It is interesting as far as like, he has the plague. They're talking about this boy who has the plague, and if you get touched, you got to shower right away. But at the same point, it's like, if it's this big deal, why would it be anywhere allowed near the pool?
I know,
right?
That's my first thought. Yeah,
that would make
boys being boys, right?
Yeah, no, I get. Yeah, you're right, and that's where it's like, how much? But then like when one of those reviews says like body horror, it's like, okay, is it boys being boys, or is there more to it? So I really don't know. It kind of reminds me of some of the vibes that Together had. Obviously, that was a bit more overt with the skin connecting and everything like that. But yeah, I will see this at some point if the reviews, I think obviously reviews were good, but if I hear positive word of mouth, I probably am more inclined to see, because I'm a big fan of Joel Egerton. I think he's very unappreciated. I think people don't talk about him enough. I would very much like him to direct again, because I loved The GIF, and I can't remember the name of his... It's funny, the second movie he directed, Taylor, I can't remember the name of it. Oh, it's Boy Erased. It was about a family that sends their son that's gay to a conversion camp, and he's like the weird conversion teacher that's like trying to get them not to be gay. So when I saw it, like, he keeps doing these roles where he's like, I know, he's like hanging out with boys, and like he didn't look like anything's off with him in this movie, but it's like, you got Joel Egerton. He can't just be like the regular teacher, right? Like, if he's just the regular teacher, it's like, what's he doing unless he's doing a favor for somebody, right? So I think this could be something underrated. I think I just got to wait and hear what people say, but because of Joel, I'll probably check it out. Hunter, he says, what are your thoughts on Jimmy Olsen DC show? If you go back about 20 minutes, we talked about that all. So it's all back there, Hunter. So what are we down to? We're down to Toy Story, Carpenter's Son, and Five Nights at Freddy, which Five Nights at Freddy, I have nothing to add. I will. The only thing I'll add is I can't wait for this fucking movie to come out, because it's the new Morbius. Every goddamn movie I see, I'm getting this trailer. And maybe it's because I have no interest in it. It hurts more, but it's just like, I feel like, and it's the second trailer, not so much the first. It was the teaser trailer. It's the one that starts with McKenna Grace. Like, that second, or I guess that was the first trailer, right? I guess it was, but just some variation of the Five Nights at Freddy trailer, which I have zero interest in, I keep getting, and I'm so sick and tired of seeing this trailer. So, and like, I don't know, sure, it looked like, I can't say it like, because I actually thought I was gonna have a fun time at the first one, and I was gonna say, oh, it looks like it could be better than the first, but that's not too hard to do. So yeah, I will not see this movie. The first one unsold me. But you got any thoughts on the news trailer for Five Nights?
Um, I mean, it's a lot better than the first trailer. I'll definitely admit that because the first one, it felt like, oh, we just got this group of hijinks teens going into the abandoned pizzeria.
Yeah.
Shit follows. But this felt a little bit more origins and whatnot. It felt a little bit more horrific and wasn't just like throwing you into the mix here. Like, oh yeah, here are the animatronics, Freddy Fazbear and all that coming to life immediately. It was just like, okay, we got a little bit more of a build up, a little bit more of the origin unveiled. So I really liked it. I really, really did like it. Am I going to see it in theaters? No, but I am going to see it. I'll make a point of getting around to watching it eventually.
Really? I thought you
oh
might.
yeah.
Well, I guess you might visit. But I just thought you liked the first one more to go check it out. So.
Yeah, I think it's definitely it's warranted, but I don't have anything else to add.
Yeah. That's kind of the same way I feel with Carpenter's Son. Is I'm interested. I'll watch it. I think Nick Cage, you're gonna get some Nick Cage-isms where he's going crazy. There's just something about this trailer. I also thought when I was watching this could be one of those bad Nick Cage movies. That's just and not him, but just like, man, this could be a slog. Like, I really don't know because it feels like it's gonna be very heady. I think it's gonna be very slow. I will check it out. There's some great shots in it. There's that one shot where he's out in the desert and the sky's almost like red or orange, and he's like yelling. It's like, man. So there's some stuff in here that I'm curious about. Would not see this in theaters because I don't know. I guess I should take a look and see the director's previous work because maybe if there's something in there that I really like, maybe I would change my tune. But I will see this for Nick Cage. I just don't know what type of movie it's gonna be. But how are you feeling?
Yeah, the more trailers I watch for this, the more I'm kind of feeling pulled out, to be honest. And I mean, the more trailers I watch, the more crazy I feel like Nick Cage gets. And this one too, he was losing his mind. He was just like screaming and freaking out. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not rushing to see this in theaters, even if we get it into theaters here. But it's something that I might.
It's out this Friday, and I don't see it anywhere on our listing, so I don't think we're getting it.
I don't think so.
And I think it's had some early screenings, 3 out of 10 on IMDb, not the greatest. So
again, it's something I am maybe going to watch in the future because it's Nick Cage, but I'm not rushing to go and see it.
Mm-hmm. And finally, obviously, we got Toy Story 5, but then obviously Maddie wants us to rank. Anytime there's trailers, he wants us to rank these trailers by ourselves. So what did you feel about Toy Story 5? We had like a little teaser of like, I don't know, 6 months ago, something. It was like just some recycled footage, honestly, of the Toy Story 3D re-release. But what do you think about this? We've kind of heard about this plot line of the tablets taking over, but this is really showing what it is. It's honestly also just a trailer to get out there because Zootopia is about to come out and crush, so they want it in front of that. So
yeah, just a short teaser. I saw a lot of people freaking out online in the comments, like, "Why is Woody back?
Money.
This doesn't make any sense. Like, Woody just went and like clapped cheeks with Bo Peep and then came back or whatever. Like,
it didn't work out.
Didn't work out. But yeah, a lot of people are just way too overly invested and overly pissed off about why Woody is back. I mean, come on, you grew up with it. I understand that. I can relate to, and I'm talking about like the Halo TV show and whatnot. But just take a deep breath. They will explain it. They won't just start the movie and pretend like 4 didn't happen. Like, I think
maybe though
they pay.
We
good
just talked about
homage
Rise
to
of
each
Skywalker.
one.
They didn't explain why Palpatine was back. Just somehow he had returned. Right? I'm saying in the movie, not canon other stuff. In the movie, they don't explain.
Cloning. Secrets only the Sith knew. That's it. Here's your explanation. That's the same one you're gonna get for Woody.
Yeah, how's Woody back cloning? All things toys knew.
But I am excited. I'm looking forward to it. I really do like the story dynamic of, hey, we got tablets and electronic toys, and it's just watching that in the trailer as a parent, it just made me think like, fuck, I feel like kind of shitty because I think that's the case for. There's a lot of iPad children out there, and to each his own. You parent how you like, and I'm gonna parent how I like. But man, I try to really bestow a good level of 90s childhood on my kid because I feel like as far as growing up, the 90s were definitely a pretty damn good time to be popping off as a kid. Lots of really cool things, and just the idea of growing up with a tablet. Oh, that's just. I don't know. And so I think this movie's going to do a good job for parents to kind of like, hey, this is, don't forget the toys. You're going to see some sad toys in this movie. So keep the toys, don't just get rid of them for a tablet that can just do it all and play app games.
Yeah, I looked at. I didn't see all the reactions, but I saw Logan's reaction. Like, oh yeah, this is what you guys are trying to do to your toys. She's like, yeah, start playing with your toys. She felt like, oh my god, it's true. This broke my brain. If you saw me live, I read this comment. Mike says, could Bonnie's mom get her a new Woody to replace the one she lost? I guess you could. That would be wild. I don't. It's funny because if they did that though, Mike, I'm not completely opposed. Like, I don't know. It's almost like the Downey thing where I'm not completely opposed, but it also feels like a cash in. I think though you'd have to reveal that before the movie. If we get in the movie and the whole time they're marketing as this is the Woody we know and love, and then we get in the movie like this is the new Woody, I think that'd be more of a low blow than Woody coming back. But I'm not. I'm not like what Taylor described there, where I'm not on Twitter or Facebook in the trailer comments being like, how's Woody back? I am that in real life. This is all dumb. They should have ended it. They should have done something else. I don't know why he's back. They're like, oh, yeah, well, Toy Story 3 was the end of Andy's story, but Toy Story 4, that's going to be the end of Woody's story. Well, it wasn't. He's back. I don't think there can I know the rumor is this one's really about Jessie, so I guess the idea is maybe Buzz just goes to Woody to get some help because we got to help your cowgirl Jessie, but Jessie the Sea. I just don't, check out Extra Life. I just don't see any good reason why they're going to make this to make sense. I think it is going to be like the Palpatine thing where they just kind of give something. It's like, okay, let's go on. Like, I really don't know. And I guess the other cheap thing is they could just make it a prequel and make it like before Toy Story 4, but I don't think they're going to do that. So
I'm going to make a counter to Superbad Mike's comment. Looking at the photo here of Woody, and I'll pull it up for you to see. The reason I think that this is the same Woody is because he's not wearing his sheriff's star that he gave to Jessie at the end of 4.
There you go.
So I think it is the OG Woody coming back.
Me
If it was
too.
a different Woody, then different Woody would have the sheriff's star. So,
but good theory. And we never actually did get that because I guess Woody's more rare though, right? I was going to say we never got to see another Woody, but he's more rare nowadays. That's why Al's always trying to get him, right? So
Al, bring back Al. Fuck. What a highlight. I love Toy Story 2.
Al he made an email cameo in the Toy Story of Terrors. Did you watch this season? I told you to watch it.
I did. I watched that actually.
It's good, right?
In the
It's
hotel and whatnot
Yeah.
when they're staying there. I had a good time with it. It was.
And did
it
you
was
see
well done.
it was email? He was the one trying to buy the toys. If you look at the email of the person,
I didn't notice that. I'll have to go back and look at that.
yeah, or next year if you watch it, the person that's trying to buy the toys from the hotel manager, it's like an Al blank toy barn email. So it's him again trying to get them. So he spent all that money again to get nothing, So Al, terrible luck, but he's a piece of shit. So
He's a piece of shit.
so this is one I'm gonna have to see to believe it. And also it's almost like the Jimmy Olsen thing where I don't think 4 is awful, but 4 is definitely a mighty step down from the trilogy. So it's like already I was not the biggest fan of 4. So you asked me again to believe that 5 can be something good. So I don't know, but yeah, rank these, Taylor. What's your top to bottom lowest between things you're most excited? Because technically, I feel like Maddie's question, it's never the trailers per se, right? It's the actual projects. Let me word this says. Can you rank the trailers by your excitement for the movie? That's different, right?
Excitement by the movie. Okay, so I'm gonna do Michael first. Really excited.
Wow.
Following that is Toy Story 5.
Wow.
After that, I'll go Marty Supreme. Then I'll do The Plague. Then I'll do Keeper. And then I'll do Five Nights at Freddy's and then The Carpenter's Son.
Okay. I'll go. Oh, it's a tough. Because it's like if you were to tell me I could only see one between The Keeper and Marty Supreme, I'm just so curious on the Keeper. I think Marty Supreme would be the better movie, but I guess I would say I am more excited for The Keeper because it could be really fun. And like I said, the imagery that he did do well in Long Legs, I really like. So I go Keeper, Marty Supreme, let's see, The Plague, Michael, Toy Story, Carpenter's Son, and then Five Nights at Freddy. That's where I'd be at with those ones. So there you go. Well, Taylor, we flew the plane. We didn't know we'd be flying the plane today, but Taylor Kirkland is alive, everybody. Oh, right. We already read that. We read that on there. Yeah, he's alive. Just Man forgot, looked at his schedule, trying to say, "Oh yeah, I only saw Trask Told You on a Wednesday." It doesn't even
No, he
make
knew.
any
He
sense.
knew.
Yeah, he knew. He fell asleep, the bastard. But yeah, he'll make it up. So yeah, you will tomorrow. I will do a Trask Told You because tomorrow in the morning, 6 a.m. They were re-releasing or not re-release. They're releasing the Mario trailers. So yeah, that'll be my main topic. Probably some of their box office, but that'll be it. And then Running Man with Taylor and hopefully Kirkland. I don't think I'm making it now with some dance schedule stuff. So, but yeah, hopefully Kirkland will be there. And then it on the weekend. So I promise when you hear from us next, it'll not be boring.